Don't put me in the dark. I was afraid of the dark.
Before John Coffey ever walked onto a movie screen, a real 14-year-old boy walked into an electric chair. His name was George Stinney Jr. Accused of killing 2 young girls, tried in front of an all-white jury, convicted in 10 minutes. He was executed within 3 months of his arrest. 70 years later, a judge threw out the conviction. He never did it. Stephen King has never confirmed it directly, but the parallels are too close to be an accident. A wrongly condemned black man, a rushed, biased justice system.
I'm tired, boss.
An execution that never should have happened. That's the true story sitting underneath the fantasy of the Green Mile. And once you know it, you can't watch John Coffey's Walk to the Chair the same way again. That's the kind of movie this is. Every fun fact about it comes with a little bit of weight behind it. So let's get into 20 things you probably didn't know about the Green Mile. Some of them will make you smile. A couple of them genuinely surprised me. When Frank Darabont sat down to adapt King's novel, his cat was dying of a tumor. No pain, just borrowed time. Darabont kept the cat by his desk every single day he wrote. He finished the entire 600-page adaptation in 8 weeks, a genuinely brutal pace for a book that size, and called the cat his co-pilot the whole way through. The cat passed away shortly after the script was done. I don't know why, but that detail gets me more than almost anything else on this list. Darabont was living a small version of that the entire time he wrote it. The film is about walking someone you love toward the end. Darabont's first choice for Paul Edgecombe was John Travolta. He turned it down. Michael Keaton and Michael Douglas were both floated too. Hanks only got the part because Darabont had offered him Andy Dufresne in The Shawshank Redemption years earlier. Hanks passed on that one to do Forrest Gump instead, and taking Edgecombe felt like squaring the debt. When Darabont told Stephen King who'd been cast, King was thrilled. Turns out he'd been picturing Hanks in the role the entire time he was writing it. Hanks was originally supposed to play Paul as an old man too, narrating from the nursing home. The makeup tests just didn't sell it, so the studio brought in Dabbs Greer, an 82-year-old character actor with something like 100 film and TV credits going back to the 1940s. This ended up being the final film role of his career. He passed away in 2007 at 90. Wild Bill Wharton, the character Sam Rockwell eventually turned into one of the nastiest people in the movie, was at one point being considered for Brolin. And it's wild to imagine, because Rockwell went so far into the role that he asked the makeup team to cover his entire body in fake acne and blemishes for his nude scene, just to make Wild Bill as repulsive as possible. That's not a note anyone gives an actor. That's an actor asking for it himself. Before Michael Clarke Duncan, the studio was seriously looking at Shaquille O'Neal. Ving Rhames was also in the conversation. It was Bruce Willis, who'd worked with Duncan on Armageddon a year earlier, who pushed Darabont to meet him. Willis basically vouched for him personally. Try picturing anyone else in that role now. I genuinely can't. David Morse hadn't even read the script before he was offered the role of Brutus Howell. He read it after saying yes, and it wrecked him. James Cromwell was Darabont's first choice for Warden Morse from day one, and after reading the script, he agreed almost instantly, moved to the point of tears. For a prison drama, this movie made a lot of grown men cry before a single camera rolled. Duncan wasn't actually 7 feet tall. He was 6'5", a tall but not the towering giant the film makes him look like. David Morse and James Cromwell were close to him in height in real life. Darabont hid that with camera angles and lens choices to make Coffey loom over everyone. Then they went further. His jail cell bed and the electric chair itself were both built smaller than standard size, so his frame looked like it barely fit. It's such a simple trick, and it completely works. You leave the movie convinced this man was enormous. Percy's squeaky shoes were a complete accident that Darabont refused to fix. Doug Hutchison's guard boots squeaked with almost every step on set. Nobody planned it. Darabont found it so obnoxiously perfect for a character as smug and cruel as Percy Wetmore that he left it in the film on purpose.
Look, hey, don't piss it, man.
Mr. Jingles was never just one mouse. Roughly 15 different trained mice split the role. Each one taught a single specific trick, one for running, one for the wheel trick, and so on. Most of what looks like a mouse reacting to the guards is actually a mouse reacting to a laser pointer just out of frame. Small detail, but it's one of those things that changes how you watch the movie once you know it. Stephen King sat in the actual electric chair and hated it. When King visited set, Darabont let him get strapped into Old Sparky to see what it felt like. King did not enjoy the experience and asked to be let out fairly quickly. He then offered Hanks the same chance. Hanks, staying fully in character as a guard who takes his job seriously, turned it down. He didn't think it was right for Edgecombe to sit in it, even as a joke. The prison uniforms in the movie are historically wrong on purpose. Real 1930s death row guards didn't wear matching uniforms like the ones in the film. Darabont knew this and kept them anyway, because they gave the guards a visual identity the audience could instantly read. Hanks has said the uniform functioned almost like a second skin for the performance. It changed how he stood, how he moved. This movie shares its DNA with Shawshank Redemption almost frame for frame. Same director, same composer, several of the same supporting actors, even the same editor and set decorator. Darabont basically built two prison dramas back to back with the same crew, and both ended up being some of the most beloved films of the 90s. The film became the highest grossing Stephen King adaptation ever, for 18 years. Released in December 1999, it crossed $286 million worldwide on a $60 million budget. No King adaptation topped $100 million domestically before this one. Nothing beat that record until it arrived in 2017. 18 years is a long time to hold a box office crown for a 3-hour drama about death row. For a movie about a wrongful execution, the real world got there first. Bringing it back to where we started, George Stinney's story ends nothing like John Coffey's. Coffey gets a kind of quiet, supernatural grace in his final moments. Stinney just got a chair, a state, and a system that never gave him a chance. The movie is fiction. What it's built on top of wasn't.